What would your child's life look like if they had more self-confidence? And what would your child's life look like if they felt a little bit better about themselves every day? And what would your child's life look like if they were expressing themselves at their highest and best potential every day, like an Olympic athlete? It'd be pretty awesome, wouldn't it? Well, please allow me to ask you another question. What would your life look like if your child had more self-confidence and they felt a little bit better about themselves every day and they were expressing themselves at their highest and best potential like an Olympic athlete? It'd be pretty awesome, wouldn't it? Well, the reality is that this can be possible if you know how. And today I'm going to share with you the simple yet subtle ways that you can help your child be more self-confident. Hi, my name is Dan Lefebvre, and for years I've been helping entrepreneurs to think accurately and get results faster. But today I'm going to be sharing something a little bit different. I'm going to be sharing the 6 essentials for your child's self-confidence. And I'm basing this on my own research and practices. I have 3 children. They are ages 2.5, 6, and soon to be 9. And I've been practicing this with my 9-year-old and my 6-year-old, and now my 2-year-old for, with my 9-year-old for about 5 to 6 years now, going on 6 years. And I started when he was about 2-3 years old, and then his younger brother, when he was born, and after he was born and he was of an age where he could understand and he could comprehend, then we incorporated some of these practices with him. And now my youngest son, who's 2.5 years old, are doing these practices with us. Why? Because he's learned to speak earlier and he can incorporate his opinion and his thoughts and learn as well. So, like I said, today, these are 6 essentials for your child's self-confidence, and I'm happy to be sharing them with you. All right, so the first one that we're going to be sharing, the first practice that you'll want to do, I call positive compliments. Now, this is a practice that you do first thing in the day. So it's something you do in the morning before your child gets on the bus, or you drop them at school, or they get a ride. It's something that you do for a very short period of time, and here's how it works. You just sit down with your child, you look at them in the eye, and you compliment them. You compliment them on the things that you know are the best in them, the best things in them. And it doesn't have to be anything special, but if you do need some ideas, I do have 66 positive things that you can say to your child, and I will give you that as a download, and so you can incorporate some of those. But the bottom line is, if you just sit down with them, look them in the eye, and compliment them, they are going to feel that, they are going to receive it, and then they're going to express that because you are bringing the confidence out in them about the things that they're best at. So the practice is very simple. It may only take a minute to do, but if you compliment them, they are going to feel it, and they're going to love it as well because they love the attention and the validation. The second practice that you're going to want to do, or that I recommend, is setting intentions. This is also at the same time that you give them compliments. So you give them compliments, and right after that, you can ask them, what do they want to accomplish during the day, or what would they like to do? And oftentimes, at least with my children, they will tell you maybe things with their friends. They're going to interact with their friends or play a game of some kind, maybe a sport they're involved in or something, or maybe some drama class or something, maybe an activity that isn't related to academics. That's probably the first one that'll come to their mind. But they're going to share it with you. Then you can switch it over and talk about the academics. What would they like to accomplish or achieve or experience during the day academically? And they may tell you, maybe it's math or sciences or reading or something they really enjoy. They will tell you that. And the purpose of this exercise is so that they imagine things. So they imagine this happening, and they can give you more detail. You can ask, who might you do that with, or who is this going to involve, or what's it going to involve, and get them thinking a little bit about it. Because as you know, Einstein said imagination is more important than anything else. So at the beginning of the day, if you help them set their intention, set their objective for the day, then it will happen. It will happen more readily. So the idea is to compliment them, set some intentions, and then send them on their way. Now, they've gone out all day, and of course you'd like to know whether they achieved that or not, so you're probably going to ask them. Well, I have a great way to do that. So here's the essential points, number 3 and 4, essential practices number 3 and 4. So number 3, I call star rating. So here's how a star rating works. There are 5 stars in the star rating. Number 5, or the fifth star, is the highest rating possible. 1 is the lowest rating. So you ask them, out of 5 stars, how many stars do they give the day? They will tell you, and let's say they said they had 2 stars. Your mind might think, well, why? And you ask them why, and then they start talking about that. I'm going to suggest that you ask them the star rating, and if it is lower than 3, just ask them what was the best part about their day. What was the best thing? That's step 2. So what's the best thing that happened today? So get their mind thinking about the positive things versus the negative things. So they will tell you the best thing that happened today. Even if it was a low star rating day, they will tell you the best thing that happened for them today. So they share that with you. Then if you'd like, you can ask them about why they rated it so low and let them express themselves that way. And again, this only takes a few minutes. It could take as much as 5 minutes, but it's as little or no time in your whole day when you think about it. An entire day of 24 hours taking 5 minutes to do that, maybe 5 minutes to do the practice in the morning, and that's it. But it's going to help them to realize what went on, what happened, to assess, and to keep thinking in the direction that they want to go in, the things that they love and like and enjoy. Now, steps 5 and 6, or practices 5 and 6. These are done in the evening. So this is a morning practice. This is an afternoon or early evening practice, depending on when you see your child next. These are the practices that you do towards bedtime or at bedtime. I call them gratitudes and affirmations. So, as you can imagine, gratitudes is about being grateful for what went on during the day. Now, children sometimes will just make things up, but you want to maybe get them thinking about the things that actually happened during the day. So, you talk about their gratitudes. You say, what were the best things that went on today? And let them just talk about those things. Say them out loud very quickly, and whatever's top of mind, whatever is there in their mind that really made them feel good, that made them happy, share that. Again, they're going to do this naturally because they're listening to you. You're asking them a question. They're going to respond. And the beauty of this is, because they're going off to sleep, they're going to have that in their mind. And so they may dream about it versus anything else. So if they think about all the good things that went on and then dreamt about that, isn't that really a good practice to do? The last thing is affirmations. And you've probably heard about affirmations, and you may not think much of them, but you just have to know this. Thoughts repeated regularly and systematically sink into the subconscious mind and become habitual. That's just like a child learn how to crawl and then walk and then run or ride a bike or to talk. Those are all the things that we learn through repetition. So thoughts repeated regularly and systematically sink into the subconscious mind and become habitual. That's all we're doing here, is repeating things with them, repeating practices, repeating things that they like and love. So the affirmations are things that they're going to repeat. And the way that we do it is I say them and my children say them back. You can do the same thing, especially if they don't know what to affirm. Start off with things that you can affirm. I am also going to give you a document that's going to have a bunch of affirmations on them, things that I've learned from my mentors that have had tremendous success in their lives. And I have a bunch that I've created of my own. It could be very simple things, like I'm smart and I'm getting smarter. I love to read. I love to study. I love to learn. I am confident. I am kind. I am gentle. I am caring. Whatever things that you think they should have in their life that's going to help them to be better than they are today, give it to them. Just say affirmations and have them repeat, or if they're older and they want to do them, maybe you start working it in where they say them to you and you say them back. But the nice thing is, if you do something with them like that, they're going to be validated, they're going to get your attention. You know how children love our attention, right? They want our attention, they want as much as they can get. And if you can give them to them every night like this, they are just going to love you. And after a while, you'll probably notice this like I did, they want it. They ask you for it. They are looking for the gratitudes and affirmations. They are looking for you to do that, which is pretty amazing. And the beauty of this is that it's going to set them up for success, because sometimes you're sharing words with them that they don't even know. They might inquire what those words are, and then they'll understand it. And if they don't do that, it doesn't matter. Later on down the road, they may understand what that word is. Maybe you're using words that they don't understand, maybe prolific or profound or enthusiastic. Maybe there's words they just don't comprehend or understand at this point, and it really doesn't matter, because later on in life they will understand it. And then the mind is going to make that connection. It's going to make the connection They understand what the word is. It's been programmed into their mind, and they're going to think, I am prolific. I am profound. I am magnetic. I am confident. And that is pretty amazing stuff to have in their mind to help them to be the best they can be. I feel and I believe that we have a responsibility to help our children, the next generations to come, to be at their highest and best. And that's why I'm sharing this with you. And I think these are just awesome exercises that you can do. They take very little time. I mean, if you took up 15 minutes of your day at most doing these, that's very little time. And it's well worth it. Because if you're like me and you believe that we can help our children to grow, and we can help this world to be a better place, and we can help people to be more aware and less ignorant, then this is going to make a huge difference. My highest and best recommendation for you today is to get started on this. Start right away, because if you put it off, it might be put off forever. It's the start that stops most people. Know that. It's the start that stops most people. So just get started. You may do one exercise or one practice, or you may do them all. It's up to you. You may do a very short period of them or longer. It's entirely up to you, but if you're going to make a difference in your child's life, this is one of the easiest ways and the most effective ways, because it's going to give them the constant repetition that they need to learn it, to grasp it, for it to be lodged in their mind. Because like I said earlier, thoughts repeated regularly and systematically sink into the subconscious mind and become habitual. And just know this, we're talking about getting motivated here. So motivation will get you started, but then habit keeps you going. So if you're going to do this, set your objective to have it done for one day, and then another day, and then another day, and then after you've done 7 days, maybe you expand that to 2 weeks. After you've done 30 days, if you've done 30 consecutive days, then this should be forming into a habit, or should be a habit already, if you've done it for that many days. Just put it into practice, do it, and I hope that this really makes a huge difference for you and your family, and I'm sure it will, because I've seen it in other families where they have older children and they've done these exercises. I've seen it make a huge difference, and so that's why I put my time and effort into it. And it doesn't matter whether I'm traveling and I'm not at home, I get on the phone and I still do the practices with my children, and it's making a huge difference for them. They don't necessarily realize it, but you know what? They love us, they accept us, they'll do what we tell them to do in most cases. Until a certain age, they start reasoning, and then they start telling you what they want and what they're going to do. All right, so listen, if you like this video, please like it, share it, comment. I don't mind if you give a negative comment, but do comment, give me your feedback, and also let me know how this is going. Let me know if you have any further questions. Give me some positive feedback, and let me know how this self-confidence practice is working. I'm sure it's going to be magnificent for you. And again, if you're like me and you want to make a huge difference in the world and you want to help your children grow to be their highest and best potential, then this is one of the best practices you can do. I know it's working for me, and I'm sure it can work for you too.